Well, you know that COVID-19 really taught us a lot about the value of digital technologies in helping us deal with crises in uncertain times. But what we learned in that process is how important digital is to our lives, whether it's in the field of education or health or commerce or governance for that matter. Applying digital technologies really can get us a lot further. And we learned this in Africa in a big way. For Africa, we know that this is a continent that is leading the fourth industrial revolution. Why? Because Africa has many development challenges in all of the sectors of the Sustainable Development Goals. And in order to get there faster, to get to the 2030 target faster, we need to apply in an accelerated way digital technologies, and Africa can leapfrog because it is in that position to do so. So in terms of what the public goods are, we're talking about the infrastructure itself, the internet access. It has to go to everyone. If we really want to make this a success, we cannot leave people behind. And right now we have a situation where millions of people are still not with sustainable access to internet. Linked to that is electricity. Energy is vital. Today, on the continent of Africa, 600 million people don't have sustainable access to energy. Now, if we're going to really apply the digital lens to development, we absolutely need to address this energy poverty, because without that, you are not going to be able to leverage the internet and therefore digital ways. It's also important to have training and skills, because a lot of people have learned in traditional ways that have not really included the use of digital technologies. So if you're going to expand this field, you need to make sure that the human capital that is required to operate these systems it's upgraded in terms of their skills, that we have that skills upgrading as part of it. Regulations, and this is where governance comes in. We need agile governance, and what that means is that we cannot afford systems that cannot be held accountable, that are not transparent, that are not responsive to the needs of citizens when it comes to digital access and application. And so the regulations that make access easier, affordability as well. Financing, I think, is the final one that I want to touch on. It's incredibly important that if we, as development actors, are really trying to use this tool to accelerate development, that we emphasize the financing aspect. Financing for what? Financing for the infrastructure, first of all, so that we have, greater access. But financing also for the equipment. You have schools that are not able to afford to equip classrooms with all the tools that are required for students to learn. Financing for the partnerships that are needed. And so we're saying not funding, but financing, because you need investors to come in and invest in the various aspects that are required. And for them to do that, they need to put the financing in. But investors need returns. So this is where the agile governance is important, because the conditions have to be in place for investors to come in.